Good evening, friends. I hope you and your family are safe and well. Last lectures we have discussed about the profit prior to incorporation. Today we are going to learn a new module, and name of the module is Introduction to Company Accounts. Under Introduction to Company Account, we will discuss the some theoretical part related to the company. You already studied in 11th and 12th standard regarding the company meaning, features of the company, types of company. Then there are various things regarding you have studied about shares, types of shares, capital structure, then preference shares, equity shares, features, then various kinds of companies, that types of companies we have studied. So today we are talking about the company. So let us discuss about the company. Now friends, whenever we will talk about the company, so we should know about the company's name, company's meaning. A company is an artificial person created by law having a separate entity with a perpetual succession and common seal. This is a definition of the Professor Henry. And company is an artificial person. Artificial person means the company is not a human being, and it is created as per the provision of the law, and it has a separate entity, and there is a perpetual succession, means company is having the stable and permanent life. And company is an artificial person, they cannot sign, therefore every company has a common seal, and a company affects the common seal in each and every documents and the letterhead. This is a particular definition. Then company as a company incorporated under the act and under any provision, companies law section 2 subsection 20 of the Companies Act 2013. So Companies Act 2013, they are provided simple meaning, company which is incorporated. Those company which are incorporated, we can say that company. The company means register. Company usually has a word limited. Every company has a limited because they have the limited liability. In our country, as per the Companies Act 2013, every company must register. Registration is mandatory, and they usually put the word after the name limited. For example, Reliance Industries Limited, Tata Power Company Limited, etc. Then friends, we will talk about the what are the features of the company. What are the features of the company? Now first of all, certificate of incorporation. Now without taking certificate of incorporation, company cannot start their business, run their business. The certificate of incorporation is certificate of registration. As per the company's guidelines and procedure, every company must get certificate of incorporation, and the company considered as a law has considered company is an artificial person. Therefore, the company is a separate legal entity from its owner and shareholders. They have the perpetual existence. Company has a perpetual existence. The company is not affected by death, lunacy, or insolvency of the any shareholders. It can be wound up only by law. It means company is having a long and stable life, and it has a common seal, which is act as the official signature of the company. The company shares easily transferable. Some conditions for the private company shares. Company is managed by board of directors. Director has a representative of the company, and the representatives are called as a shareholders. So management and ownership is separated in the company's organization. Every company has a limited liability. Liability of the shareholders is limited up to the nominal or face value of the shares. Membership, whenever we will talk about the one person company, the one person company, it means one person is required. Whenever we will talk about the private company, maximum members 200 is available, whereas the public limited company minimum 7 members are required and there is no limit on maximum number of members in public limited company. So these are the features. I hope you understood the features of the company. Let us discuss about the types of company. Now, companies are divided into various types that we are talk about. First of all, company which is bifurcated on the basis of registration. Under the registration, there are three types of companies are there: statutory company, registered company, and chartered company. Statutory company, which is registered under the special act of the central government, state legislature, are called statutory company. For example, RBI, Reserve Bank of India, Life Insurance Corporation of India, Unit Trust of India. These are the examples of the statutory companies. A registered company, it is very simple. We can say that those companies which are registered under the Companies Act is called as a registered company. Again, for example, Reliance, Tata, these are the examples of the registered company. Chartered companies, the company which are registered under special charter granted by King or Queen of England is known as a chartered company. For example, East India Company is a chartered company. Then friends, company is divided into on the basis of number of members. The first is private company. Private company, minimum 1 member, maximum 200 members are there. Private company cannot issue the prospectus, they cannot issue the invite the members also. They cannot issue the securities to the outsiders, and such kinds of restriction is there. They cannot transfer the share also. All these things are there. Minimum number of members are required in private company 2. Maximum it depend on that particular company. So these things you should keep in mind. Maximum maybe 200. Now public limited company. Public limited company which is not a private company. Minimum number of members 7 and maximum no limit. Then company has a minimum paid up capital that you have to keep in mind. It should be prescribed as per the Companies Act. 5 lakhs is a amount of capital required, minimum paid up capital. Then friends, one person companies. One person company means one person is it's a member and his paid up capital not more than 50 lakhs. It is called as a one person company. The features of the one person company: private company, minimum membership, only 2 members are required, one person which may be engaged. Private company has only 1 member, maximum membership shall be not more than 200, minimum paid up capital. So these are the directors. At least 2 directors are required. In a one person company, only 1 director, not necessary to issue the prospectus. Manager personals are not required in private companies. Minimum number of directors under the Companies Act 2013. Person can be a director in a more than 20 not more than 20 companies. Not more than 20 companies. If you want to become a director, you can become director only 20 company, not more than 20. Quorum. Quorum means the minimum number of members required to present in the meeting. In private company, only 2 members are required to present the meeting. Minimum 2. Then friends, finance for purchase of shares. Private limited company can provide financial assistance to a person to purchase the shares of the company. Conversion into public company. The conversion of the public company does not require approval of the tribunal. Tribunal means court. Court's approval is not required for conversion into public limited company. Deposit, private company cannot accept the deposit from members, can accept the deposit but not from public. Report, private limited company need not prepare report on each annual general meeting. Independent directors, private limited company need not appoint independent directors. Share capital, companies as per the company structure they put the share capital as per their desire. Purchase of the own shares, restriction on purchase of its own shares do not apply to the private companies. This restriction is not applied to the private limited company. Restriction on deposit, the acceptance of the deposit will not be applied to the private companies. Restriction on loan do not apply to the private company. Restriction on loan. Appointment of the managing directors, whole time director and managing manager do not apply to the private company. So these are the highlights points regarding the private company. Now we will talk about the types of company on the basis of liability of the members. Now, number one, companies limited by shares or companies limited by guarantee. In this company limited by shares means what? The shareholder is liable only for unpaid amount of shares purchase. Shareholder is liable only about the unpaid amount of share purchase. Hello. मी लेक्चरमध्ये मी तर 2 मिनिटांनी करतो 15 मिनिटांनी ओके. The company is limited by guarantee. In this case, company limited by guarantee is liable to pay only the face value of the shares. Only the face value of the shares. It means, for example, suppose Rima hold 10 shares of 100 each, 90 paid. The liability is Rima's liability. We can say that 10, 100 minus 90, the 10 rupees is the only liability. It means the company limited by guarantee. Whenever they will talk about the in case of the liquidation, payment debt is from members only 10 rupees. Companies with the unlimited liability. Companies with the unlimited liability. Now friends, this particular unlimited liability company, section 2 subsection 92. Promoters to incorporate a company with unlimited liability. Company with the unlimited liability has a no provision in its memorandum of association limiting the liability of its members. Liability of its members is unlimited, similar to that a partner in a firm. Such company need not have share capital, even if it can be increased or reduced its without any restriction. Such company can purchase its own shares. Creditors would be more happy with the companies with the unlimited liability because they have better scope and hope to recovering the amount of unlimited extent. Even the creditors cannot directly proceed against the members. In such case, company has to be liquidated. The liquidator called the members to contribute against the liabilities without any limit. So these are particular advantages are there for companies with unlimited liabilities. Now whenever we will talk about the on the basis of listing company, which company on the basis of listing. Now types of company, in that D we have to discuss basis of listing. Listing means registered. The listing companies and unlisted company. Listed companies and unlisted company. Listed company means what? Those companies shares are listed on stock exchanges. It's called listed companies. And companies whose shares are not listed on stock exchanges is called unlisted company. Shares are listed on stock exchanges. For example, Tata's company shares are listed in the National Stock Exchange, Bombay Stock Exchange. So this Tata company is called as a listed company. Next is other type of companies, small companies. Now whenever we will talk about the small company, so what are the criteria for small companies? So where the paid up capital does not more than 50 lakhs, it is called as a small company, and such amount may be prescribed which is not more than 10 crores, where the turnover not more than 2 crores. These are companies called as a small companies. Now in that, the small company status is not applicable whenever the holding or subsidiary company. If you are the holding company or subsidiary company, we cannot say that your company is a small company. Then associate companies. Associate company means what? The company in which another company has significant influence, but which is not a subsidiary of the such company. It includes the joint venture company. Significant influence means what? It means at least 20% share capital is there. Or associate company to hold 20% of the total voting power or participation in the business decision as per the agreement. Then friends, foreign company. Whenever we will talk about the foreign company, the company which has a place of the business in India but incorporated outside India, whether by itself or through an agent, physically or through any electronic mode, which conduct any business activity in India in any other manner. And under section 380 of the Companies Act, the foreign company must submit to the register of the company ROC within 30 days from the date of the establishment a place of business in India. They must bring or submit the documents to the ROC, that is certificate of the memorandum of association, certificate copy of the articles of association, full address of his registered office, list of the directors or secretaries, name and address of the one or more person resident in India who is authorized to accept the notices and documents, and full address of the office of the company in which its principal place of the business, and details of the opening and closing of the place of the business in India, and a declaration that no director of the company has not convicted or debarred from the formation and the management of the company in India or abroad. So these are the all kinds of documents must be submitted after the establishment in India. Now government company. Government company means the company in which not more than 51% paid up capital is held by central government or state government or local, partly center or partly state. Then subsidiary of the government company is also deemed to be a government company. There are certain provisions. Auditor of the government company is appointed by the Comptroller and Auditor General of the India, who can issue the directions about the audit of the government companies. He can conduct the supplementary audit, test audit through the authorized person. In case of the central government hold the shares of the company, it must prepare the annual reports, place it before both the house of the parliament. If the state government hold the shares in this company, it must prepare annual report and place it before the state legislation. Then friends, next is a non-profit companies. Some companies which are established with the main objective of the promotion of the commerce, arts, science, sports, education, research, social welfare, religion, charity, protection of the environment, and any such object. They intend to utilize its profit and income for promotion of such objects intend to prohibit the payment of any dividend to its members. Such company has obtained a license from the central government, and government may issue license and allow it to be registered as a limited company under section 8 of the act. Once the license is granted, company can alter its memorandum of associations regarding its object without approval of the central government. Non-profit company can be converted into any other type of company subject to compliance of these prescribed conditions. So government companies, these things you should keep in mind. Then holding and subsidiary company. A company can become a holding company of the another company by controlling the compositions of the board of directors of the others, and company is said to be a control of the composition of the board of directors of another if it has a power to appoint or remove all or majority of the directors of such companies. A company whose board of directors is controlled by another company is called subsidiary company, and a company can become a holding company of another company by shareholders. There are various kinds of examples that you have to study. So these are the things are there that you should study properly. I already provided the PDF form of notes. You should take the printout and study thoroughly, because it is very important for exam point of view. Sometimes we will conduct the exam in multiple choice, so it is useful. Even the theoretical part also useful for sometime we will conduct in offline mode. So you have to study hard by way of these things.